Yo, what's up guys, this is Jeff Cavalier from Actually no, it's not Jeff Cavalier from Athlete Net, it's Fahad from Fit with Fahad, and today we're going to be talking about body shaming. Okay, so I don't really like to do videos with my top off for two reasons. First of all, I don't really think it's necessary to share fitness knowledge just on the proviso that you're ripped. Okay, and secondly, and I'm being brutally honest now, I'm not exactly the most shredded person in the world. Yes, I don't look like Jeff Cavalier. However, that doesn't mean that I cannot give fitness advice. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about body shaming, fat shaming, skinny shaming, and all the other shamings under the sun when it comes to your way you look, because yesterday I got shamed over a comment. So this guy called Zane logs into YouTube, checks out one of my videos and says I look too skinny. Okay, and I've got this before, trust me. I've even got this from a very well respected fitness coach who's clearly on a hell of a lot of steroids. When I went to one of his courses and he looked at me and he said, "Have you ever trained hard in your life?" Well, let me tell you something, dude. Have you ever trained for a fight in your life? You'll know that it's actually really hard to train for a fight if you do it properly. Okay, I mean, I've trained in Thailand. Now, if you can train for 8 hours a day in Thailand, in sweltering heat in the summer, in a sweatsuit, then I think you're pretty fit. So anyway, let me first of all talk about my body, my story, and then we're going to be talking about the whole fat shame, skinny shame thing. And yes, I'm not Jeff Cavalier, although I have been compared to Peter Andre. And if you think I look like Peter Andre, put it in the comments below. Because personally, I don't think I look anything like Peter Andre. And of course, I've had this lockdown haircut, so it's even less likely that people mistake me for Peter Andre. And stick around to the end of this video because I'll share with you a really funny story about this time that a woman did not believe I was not Peter Andre. Anyway, going back to the topic. So, let me tell you a little bit about my story. I started off as a child, as a baby. I think we all did. Anyway, I grew up in an Asian household, which meant Asian food. And I was pretty lazy as a kid. I mean, I discovered the Nintendo 8-bit entertainment system pretty early on, and I was glued to video games ever since, which meant a sedentary lifestyle. Now, unlike my Caucasian and Afro-Caribbean counterparts, growing up in the 80s in an Asian household, we weren't really pushed to do sport. We were really pushed to do academics, but we weren't pushed to do sport. So, unfortunately, I grew up quite fat, and to a point where I was obese. Now, when I got to the age of 17, I decided that girls didn't quite find me attractive. I was going to go to university in a couple of years, and I wanted to do something about my weight. So I started losing weight, and I did it all wrong. And I'll come to the topic of how I lost weight in the bad way in another video, because that's a serious topic in itself. But anyway, I lost a ton of weight. I didn't really build a lot of muscle. And then after that, I went into the world of competitive kickboxing and Muay Thai fighting. Now, because I was quite lean and slim anyway, I was always chucked in at a very, very low weight category. In fact, at one point, I mean, I'm 5'8", I was chucked in at a 56 kilogram weight category. Now, you do the maths on height and weight as an adult, and you'll realize that that's really, really skinny. So I used to fight. I started off at 56 kilos. I slowly crept up to 62 kilos. Anyway, I'm currently at about 66, 67 kilos right now, and I'm focusing on building muscle mass. Not too much, because ultimately, I don't really want to look like a big bodybuilder. Fitness isn't about how big you are or how jacked you look. For me, the jacked look that these bodybuilders have doesn't appeal to me. It's not why I'm training. I want a functional, strong body. Okay, I want an athletic body. I want to live longer for my daughter, for my family. When you age, when you get to your mid-30s to your early 40s and beyond, when you've got family, when you've got kids, your priorities change. You don't really care about looking good for attracting other women because you've got yourself a woman at home that you're really happy with. You've got yourself children. Your whole priority changes. Yeah, sure, when I started out training back in the early 2000s, late 90s, you know, the motivation was totally different. You know, I wanted to look good for the women. Okay, I'm not going to deny that. However, you cannot look at someone and say to them, "Oh, just because you're not jacked, you don't know anything about fitness." Fitness is not just about how jacked you are. I mean, let's take a look at a few examples here. We've got marathon runners. You'll never say a marathon runner like Mo Farah is unfit. He's not jacked. Okay, let's take my sport, Muay Thai. let's take a look at some of these Muay Thai fighters. You'd never say Saenchai was jacked. But Saenchai is probably going to kick anyone's ass in the ring or outside of it, no matter how jacked they are. You look at some shot put athletes. These people are athletes as well, but they've got a lot of body fat on them. Look at powerlifters. Again, they've got a different type of fitness, but they've got a lot of body fat on them compared to a bodybuilder. So just like ice cream, people come in different flavors. Fitness comes in different flavors. You cannot judge someone based on the fact that they do not fit your idea of what you should look like, especially when it comes to color of skin, which is very, very topical right now, and size. Now, some people shame people because they're fat, okay, or overweight. I should say overweight. It's more politically correct, isn't it? Okay. Some people shame people because they're skinny. That's called skinny shaming. I don't know what I got shamed as yesterday. Was I athletic shamed because I've got a more athletic body? Now, obviously, when you look at me, I'm not bad, but I'm not exactly the most ripped person. I've got genetic issues. I've got issues with loose skin because of the way I dieted. And right now, if I'm being brutally honest with you, I'm not even dieting. I'm trying to gain muscle mass, so I'm not really focusing on cutting body fat. Okay, I have had shredded six-pack abs, but I've also had a lot of loose skin around it. And it's taken me a long time to come to terms with that and be comfortable with who I am in my own skin. And be, yes, there's that word, body positive. Okay, but ultimately, for me, health and fitness is beyond how you look. It's beyond the aesthetic. It's how you function on a day-to-day basis. It's how your mindset works. It's how your mental health is. It's how mentally tough you are. It's how you can provide for your family. It's how you can do more of the things that you love to do with more energy, more vitality, more vibrance. Okay, these are the things that we're talking about. Confidence when you go into a business meeting or you're going into a public speaking event or in front of a camera like this. You want to feel confident. And you can get that confidence through working out and becoming fit. You don't go into a hospital and laugh at people because they're not well. So why would you go up to somebody that's trying to work on their fitness and their physique and laugh at them because they're not where you think that they should be? Now, if being jacked is the marker for your fitness, let's talk about Ronnie Coleman. Everybody knows Ronnie Coleman is jacked. And listen, I'm not having a go at Ronnie Coleman whatsoever. The guy's a nice guy. I've actually met Ronnie Coleman. And I'm going to share a story about Ronnie Coleman. But let's be honest now. We've all seen what's happened to Ronnie Coleman recently in the news. Okay, we've got issues with his spine, with his health. And a lot of this is to do with the fact that his joints just gave in because of the amount of weight he lifted. Now, a long time ago, and this is where the story relates to a woman not believing I was not Peter Andre, and I'll get to that in a minute. My wife was part of Team BSN, and if you're not familiar with BSN, BSN is a sports nutrition company. They're very, very popular. They sponsor the UFC and a lot of athletes, and when they came to the UK, my wife was part of Team BSN. So she used to go to a lot of the events that Team BSN ran to promote, such as Body Power and the Senai, etc. And at one time, she went to the Senai, and Team BSN brought over Ronnie Coleman to the UK as their special guest. So my wife spent 2 or 3 days with Ronnie Coleman. And she would tell me that Ronnie Coleman would walk up the stairs and literally get tired, like literally fall asleep. And I knew bodybuilders local to me who would they were like narcoleptics. They'd like fall asleep. I don't know about you, but to me, that's not healthy. Okay? So just because you're swole and jacked doesn't mean you're an authority on fitness. In fact, being swole and jacked means absolutely jack when it comes to knowledge. Because knowledge comes from a few things. It comes from education. It comes from experience. It comes from academic research. So you don't have to be jacked. Now, some of the jacked guys, yes, they have the experience. Some of them have the knowledge, the education, and the academic research. And I can point you to a few of these people that I really respect. However, again, don't judge someone just because of the way they look. You don't know what's in my head that could help you. Okay, and my goal is to help people who want to get fit, get healthy. I'm the first person to tell you I'm not here to get you jacked because I'm not jacked. All right. When somebody comes to my studio for one-to-one personal training or small group training, and they want to step on stage or they want to be a bodybuilder, I just turn them away because I can't help them because I've not done it for myself. If they want to lose body fat, if they want to get fit, if they want to get healthy, if they want to learn some skills in Thai boxing and kickboxing, then for sure, I can help them. In fact, I had a guy phone me up once, and he actually came for a consultation. And when he came for his consultation, he told me he wanted to do boxing. I said, look, what do you want to do boxing? He goes, I want to compete. And I was honest with him. I said, look, I've never boxed with my hands before. I've done it in training, but I've never competed in boxing. I've competed in kickboxing and Muay Thai, but not boxing. You are better off going to a proper boxing coach. So I found out my friend is a boxing coach. I said, listen, take this guy's number, have a chat with him. And now he's training over there. That's my personal integrity. I know some people would not have that level of integrity and probably train them just because they could get some cash out of this guy. But at the end of the day, this guy has a goal. I can't help him achieve that goal. I'm not going to screw him over. So that's what I wanted to share with you about body shaming, body confidence, body positivity. Don't be a dink. Don't judge people. Don't make fun of people because of the way they look. You don't know, like I said, you don't know what they've been through, what they're going through. So next time you judge someone based on the way they look, just understand they have their own story. Understand that they're going through their own issues, they've got their own history, and maybe, just maybe, they're happy with the way they are. Okay? Now, obviously, I don't want to deter from the fact that being too overweight or being too unhealthy is not good for you. There is that whole body positive and fat shaming thing, which, look, I'm not talking about bullying people. You should never bully people. You should never call people out on their weight, etc. But from an individual, from a personal basis, if you are out of shape and if it's affecting your life, you have to take some responsibility for understanding that a lot of the risk factors associated with early deaths and ill health do come from obesity, okay? We cannot deny that fact. And yes, that story about that time, this lady didn't believe I was not Peter Andre. So it goes back to the Senni with Ronnie Coleman. So they put my wife up in this really nice hotel. Okay, she got this apartment in this hotel that was like a penthouse. It was this beautiful suite. So I got a special key that allows you to go into this penthouse suite. And I was on this elevator with this lady and she asked me, are you Peter Andre? And I said, no, I'm not. And because I put the penthouse key in, or the code in, I can't remember the key or code, but anyway, I put that code in. She assumed that I was really wealthy and successful and famous for being able to stay in a penthouse. I must have been Peter Andre, and she wouldn't believe that I was not Peter Andre. And it's happened a couple of times when people mistook me for Peter Andre, but yeah, let's not go there. It's a bit embarrassing. And like I said, I don't think I look like him. But anyway, I'm going to leave you with that. Okay, and it was a little bit of a different video than what I normally make. I just wanted to get this off my chest and I wanted to share with you because this is fitness related at the end of the day. However, I'll go back to creating useful content for you guys and I'll do some more technique videos, nutrition videos, etc. So with that, I hope that you got some value out of this. Probably not as much value as you got out of the other videos that I do. If you'd like to see more content like this, let me know in the comments below. Give it a like, subscribe to the channel, click that bell notification, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day, sweat more, suck less, and stay awesome. And next time you'll see me with a top on.